My man Stephen A. Smith, whose hairline I'm actually related to, is talking about a march. No, not that kind of march. Let's see what his royal blackness is actually referring to. Talk to him, Bruce.
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
So, the crown prince of wokeness, ruling from his kingdom in Espen, had this to say the other day on his renowned show.
All I'm proposing is that, guess what? The people that have the power to implement and provoke change are on Capitol Hill.
So what Stephen A. Smith is referring to is the perceived racism and police brutality that's been going on over these last few years that have been highlighted by social media and by news and by many protests. And so he is saying essentially that people need to go march on Washington because they can make those changes. The only problem I have here is that these are local problems. When they try to take a national stage to it, I'm not sure exactly what Congress is supposed to pass. Are they supposed to pass the Cops Don't Protect Yourself Act of 2018? I'm not exactly certain. And Randy Moss also got into the act last week with his tie, having some of these high-profile victims or criminals or whatever you want to call them on his tie. And I decided that I'm going to actually put a list of victims in this video as well, while I go ahead and opine on this issue. First of all, I think it's a noble thing to fight injustice. I think it's a noble thing to fight government overreach and abuse of authority by police. I don't say that the percentage is very high of bad police officers that abuse their authority. I think when you have that type of authority, it is easy and within our human nature to actually want to abuse it because we feel like we are the end-all be-all of power. And technically, when you have a situation where a person is in confrontation with a police officer, that police officer technically does have 100% power and authority, and the balance of that is the court. And a lot of times these victims or these people are not living long enough to make it to court. Running from police, fighting with police, not following directions by police, that's a good way to get killed. And so I think maybe Stephen A. Smith should instead focus in on the things that we as individuals can change and can actually do. I do believe that some of these NFL players with all their money could probably go in and put together a lot of lawsuits against these police departments. You know, if they feel like something's wrong, get a lawyer, put together a network of lawyers and district them out or something. I mean, there's better ways for Stephen A. Smith and all these athletes to use their platform and their power to actually help and affect change. But I don't think taking a knee, putting up a fist, or any of that kind of stuff is really going to make any change. Really and honestly, even what marching on Washington won't change anything for this particular issue. So I just have to say that Stephen A. Smith, once again, in his attempt to be woke, has actually missed the boat. And I hope that as a community, black people will come together and put together some real solutions. Education, intact parents, wealth creation, holding and sustaining jobs and employment for long periods of time. Those will actually do more to change and affect the lives of young black men than anything else that any of these people can do. So I say let's rally behind that. Now, with regards to all these names that you're going to see or that you have been seeing, these are actually victims of Chicago's violence. Chicago's a very violent place. Over 300 murders this year. Why aren't they taking knees for that? Why aren't they showing up and protesting and marching on downtown Chicago and Rahm Emanuel? Well, anyway, y'all, God bless you. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a wonderful day.